So, should you have a one-to-one coaching offer in addition to your online courses? And what are some of the things you want to think about if you're considering adding this as another revenue stream? Let's talk about it today. I can't wait to share my thoughts with you and give you some ideas on where to go next. Let's get to it.
Welcome to the Course Creators HQ podcast, helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here is your host, Julie Hood.
Hey there, welcome. So excited to have you in this episode, and we're going to take a slight detour, although it's compatible, from our online course discussions and talk a little bit about having one-on-one coaching offers. So when I talk about these, let me kind of define what it is I'm talking about so you can see what I mean. First off, a one-on-one coaching offer is where people are paying you sometimes weekly, sometimes every other week, sometimes monthly, and they get a certain amount of time with you to talk about what they are doing so that you get to really focus in on their challenges, on the things that they are trying to accomplish. And there's a couple different advantages to it, both for them and for you. And so that's what I wanted to dig in on today. And then I'm also working on a new program called Win Clients to help you with this process, because there's some definite advantages and some definite different ways to think about it. So if you are not on my email list yet, please jump in. I'll put the link at the top of the show notes to jump into the email list so that you can get a hold of this brand new program when it gets started. I'm beta testing it with some of my students right now, and so it should be live in the next few weeks, and would love to have you come join me for that. Okay, so let's get into some of the concepts and ideas around one-on-one coaching offers and what you need to be thinking about. Okay, so first thing about one-to-one coaching offers is I think they're a really nice new revenue stream to have for your course business, because generally you can charge more, and sometimes quite a bit more, than you can charge for your courses when you're going to work with folks one-to-one, because they are getting your individual time. It's generally worth more, and you help them focus in. So it's a good revenue stream from that perspective. The second thing is it's usually recurring. So we love recurring income in that they will sign up for a certain amount of time, 3 months, 6 months, or just ongoing. So it helps kind of balance out your income because you have that recurring income coming in. And there are always folks that you come across who have more money than they have free time. And they definitely want to move faster than by going through and having to sit through the lessons inside a course or a group coaching program. They're willing to pay you more to work with them directly and to get them moving forward. So that's number 3. Number 4 is you are able to get more direct results for your clients because you can totally hone in on exactly what they need help with, what they are needing. You build a much closer relationship generally than folks who are just taking your courses. So you can dig in deeper on their business and where they're headed and how you're helping them or their situation. You get to know them a lot better. It's a whole different interactive piece of the puzzle. And I love it. I love working with my one-on-one clients because I feel like I become part of their business and helping them move forward. And so I'm always waking up at 6 a.m. being like, oh yeah, I need to remember to tell her to go do this. Or I'll come across something online that isn't something that I can use, but maybe it's something for my health and wellness students, or it's something about LinkedIn for my one-on-one clients that are doing LinkedIn. So you really get to focus in and direct your attention towards what they need. So that's, I think, an added bonus. Okay, so the next question for you to ask yourself is, what is it I'm going to need to make this work? So, first off, how will you use your current frameworks, your courses? What is that roadmap of what you're going to do with one-on-one clients? So, you want to spend some time thinking about how that's going to go so that you can have an organized experience for them. You don't just want to get on a Zoom call and be like, okay, what do you need today? Like, you want to have a path that you are sending them through and an agenda for where you're going to take them. The second thing you want to think about is, how will you sell your one-on-one coaching? So because it is so personal, because it is tied to what they specifically need, you may need to do more of a one-on-one interaction as opposed to just having a launch of a course. You might have to sell it slightly differently, either with direct messaging, with discovery calls, some folks call them. There's different concepts around how you could do this. Some people like to do audits where they help people figure out, where could I improve? What could I be doing differently? And then you offer them one-on-one coaching with you. One of the things I like to throw in here to always keep in mind is, if you do end up on some kind of discovery type call and they decide one-on-one coaching isn't right for them at that moment, then downsell them to your course and say, hey, maybe it's not the right time for you right now to do one-on-one, but I do have this course that can get you started and get you moving forward, and then we can come back and potentially work together later. So think about that as far as ways to sell the one-on-one coaching. And then the next thing is, how are you going to find those one-on-one clients? So I bet if you have an email list right now, you probably have at least a couple folks who would be interested. So start there. You may have some social media connections who are also interested. And that's part of what we're going to put into the Win Clients discussion and templates, is how do you make social media posts that will attract potential folks who are interested in one-on-one working with you. So it's coming. Make sure you get on the email list so that you hear about it. And next up, what will you price your one-on-one coaching? So I want you to really think about this, because one of the challenges I think we have is making sure that our offers don't supersede each other. So let me explain what I mean here. You want to have price points that are far enough apart so that if somebody signs up, let's say, for a group coaching program with you, the one-on-one work with you is much more expensive, much more valuable, and not as close to the pricing, because they may just decide, well, I can just do this group coaching and get the same effect, or I can do this. I have one client who has a membership site right now, and I was trying to explain to her, like, we don't want your membership site to be where people get all of their attention from you. We want it to be the one-on-one coaching for some folks, so that they're not getting the same level of attention in the membership as they are getting from you when you're one-on-one. So it takes a little bit of strategic thought about how that's going to work, not only from a price point perspective, but also how much effort you're going to give to them, how much one-on-one kind of attention they get. And then next up, I want you to think about, how are you going to track results? Because that's what keeps them coming forward and sticking with you and continuing, is that you're getting them results, you're helping out, you're their cheerleader, but then you're also showing, like, look at these specific things that we are accomplishing. And one little tip to kind of keep track of all of this, one of the things that I do is I use the Google Calendar invite for my one-on-one students. And inside there's a big section where I can put all kinds of content in. So we put in a bunch of different things. First off, we put in links to where they can log in to get to the courses, because usually I give my one-on-one clients also get access to my courses so that they can go through some of that content and I can send them there easily. So we have links to the courses. We have links to the Google Docs that we are working on together. We have links to tracking their results. I have a section where it's what we've accomplished. So it talks all about what it is that we have done together so that we're keeping and we're celebrating all of those accomplishments. I also have the link so that when it comes time for them to purchase again, we've got that link right there. So it's super easy to continue. I also use that calendar invite to note if they purchase a pack of 4 sessions, then we either have recurring dates or I mark down the dates of our sessions so that we can keep track of pretty easily where are we at, how many more sessions do we have, that kind of thing. So just a little tip there to help you stay slightly more organized with all of this. And then one last advanced idea I will throw out here for you is there is a new strategy that I've come across where you don't meet regularly on Zoom. You use a tool like Voxer or WhatsApp to communicate with your clients asynchronously, which means they send you a message and then you reply back at your time when it works, and then they reply back. So I'm still sort of experimenting with this concept and trying to figure out if it's something that could work for me and something maybe could work for you. I think it depends on what kind of coach you are and what kind of experience you do with your students. So I think there are some ways that it could work. I'm actually doing a version of this with some of my group coaching clients to give them that option. So it's an interesting concept and an interesting way to think about doing one-on-one coaching. And the general advantage, a couple different things, but one of them is you can possibly help more students and you don't have to spend all of your days doing one-on-one coaching. And that's probably the last thing that I would throw out for you is you want to have this new option of doing one-on-one coaching, but you don't want it to take up all of the time that you have to commit to building your business, because there's so many other things you also need to be doing from both the marketing side of things and from group coaching. And so it's very easy sometimes to have one-on-one coaching take over, and then you're like, I don't have time to do anything else. I don't have time to send out my email newsletter. I don't have time to create my courses. So it's an interesting balance for course creators to be able to throw in and have some one-on-one coaching clients and still make it all fit in. That's our big challenge, right? Doing all of the things that are the most important while not having any one thing take up too much of our time. So add that in to the mix as you are thinking about adding a one-on-one coaching session with your students and potential clients. And then please make sure you get on the email list. I'll put the link at the top of the show notes so that you can jump in and you'll hear about the new Win Clients program when that comes up. So I hope this was helpful, gave you a few things to think about, maybe a new revenue stream that you could consider. It's not as hard as it sounds. Like, I do think one-on-one coaching can be a very lucrative way to build your business. The last thing I will mention for you, in case this is helpful, is some of the tools now are very advanced at helping you coordinate all of this. So for example, Kajabi has an option where you set up a coaching product, you set up the sessions in the calendar through Kajabi, and then when you have these sessions with your students, they automatically upload, they automatically are there for them to listen if they want the replays. You can do all your agendas. Like, it's a very savvy way to save you time and keep your students organized. So keep an eye out for that too, if that's something that's helpful for you, is to have a tool that will help you manage all of these things. All right, have a wonderful, wonderful week. let's go sell lots of courses, help lots of people, and get in front of all of those folks who need your brilliance and your wisdom. Take care, and I will talk to you next week.